This has to be the best egusi recipe I have tried. The recipe allows me to build flavor in this dish. Thank you for clicking on this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. So the first thing I did was wash my onion and my pepper, then slice it and blended it. I made sure it was smooth when I blended it. Next thing I did was to wash my pumpkin leaf. I washed it under running water to get rid of any sand or dirt. The next thing I did was to wash my smoked fish. I washed my smoked fish with salt and I cleaned it thoroughly. The next thing I did was to wash my cow skin or kpomo. I did this by scraping the back. Then I sliced it. Also washed it with salt. The next thing I did was wash my beef. I washed it with salt also under running water. Then I cleaned my sink to prevent spread of germs. The next thing I did was to garnish my beef. The first ingredient I used is ground ginger. Then I went in with ground garlic. Then the next thing I used is my Onga Egusi seasoning. This is like the star of the show. Then I went in with my nutmeg. Then 2 cubes of knorr seasoning. Then I added water. Then I transferred everything into a bigger pot. I added some more water. This egusi recipe requires a lot of water. After the mix got soft, I added my smoked fish. And the next thing I did was prep my egusi or ground melon. I added the Onga Egusi seasoning. Then I added this larsor fish seasoning. Then I added some water, a little water to get a thick paste. Then I mixed thoroughly. I mixed till I got a thick paste like this. Then I slowly dropped the egusi into the boiling meat. Then I closed it and allowed it to cook. Then I added ground crayfish. Then I added my pepper and onion mix. I rinsed it and poured the water. Then I covered it and allowed it to cook. After a few minutes, I opened it and stirred. Whenever your egusi gets too thick, feel free to add water. Then I added palm oil. I like to add it in steps so that I don't add too much. I added palm oil at first, then I covered it, then I stirred it. It wasn't well saturated with palm oil enough, so I added more. Then I covered it and allowed it to cook. Then I stirred. It's always important to allow your egusi to cook with the palm oil. Then I added my ugwu leaf and a little. Then I allowed it to cook. As at this point, I did not need to add any more ingredients, any more seasoning, because I already added a lot of seasoning in the meat stock. So this is how I make my egusi. It tastes really good and it's very rich in flavor. Thank you very much for watching.